be good.
All right, so you over there, what did you think of the Halo Infinite gameplay trailer reveal?
Um, I just want to talk about how it made me feel because there's lots of things you can critique, but I got a little, it makes you a little nostalgic.
Sure,
It
go
makes
ahead.
you. It feels kind of like a Halo game, you know.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
There's a lot of things that they're building on that are kind of building on Halo ideals, you know.
Yeah, you're
Like
talking about
if like how the cinematic like are seamless with the gameplay. If they could do that in Halo 1, they would have, you know what I mean? Or had like a big open world like to explore spaces and stuff. I think Bungie always envisioned more space, more enemies, you know what I mean?
sure, like that, like they wanted to do an open world for the original, but they just couldn't.
I don't
Is
think
that
this
what you're
is a
trying to say?
complete open I don't think this is a complete open world, which I think would be a misstep for Halo, you know, like Breath of the Wild where you could just go straight to the end if you wanted to. This is like a
Well,
tailored. This is like
I'm not.
so you get like a small map and then you can do the things on that map in any order you want, or unless like you're told differently. You know what I mean?
Sure, I'm not saying like you can go to the boss like whenever you want. I'm saying like
Right.
you can go wherever you want, like to get certain weapons or vehicles or sandbox
Sure. Like you
like
have
advantages
a
that you
group
want.
of missions that you could do. Yeah, and then you can
Yeah,
decide. There's a core mission, then maybe there's like stuff you don't necessarily need to do or something like that. But like
yeah,
I mean like I love destroying AA guns. That is a much better objective than go press a button. You know what I mean? The only worry I have is that the problem is with open worlds is like if it's too open, it and there's not enough variety,
oh sure,
things could
yeah,
get boring and monotonous real quick.
yeah. I'm hoping for the open world part, like if you truly can go anywhere you want in this ring, I'm hoping they incorporate like the teleporters from multiplayer to like, if you're tired of exploring one area and there's like nothing going on or you're done with what you're doing, you could just teleport.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, some quick traveling, or if you want to backtrack, you could backtrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the idea is that you do an area and then it expands. But I don't know if it's gonna be like that forever. You know what I mean? It might be. I
I'm
hope the
hoping
game is segmented. I hope because I don't like where you can just like keep backtracking forever. You know what I mean?
sure.
Because areas in Halo rings are very very far apart.
Sure.
Um, it would just be weird if you're not, because Master Chief is kind of like keep pushing on. You know what I mean? Like Halo's not really about side quests and going back and doing stuff. You know, you replay the levels. You don't go back. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
So I
yeah.
hope I hope that there's a very big area that expands as you do missions in each area, and then you switch. You know what I mean? And then you push on in the campaign to a new area where it unlocks.
Sure. I think that's why I was suspecting why that's why they had the ring like fragmented like
Oh,
that. I thought that
yeah.
I was gonna ask. I remember before we watched the trailer, you were worried that about a potential grapple hook, and now we know it's a grapple hook. I'm curious. What are your thoughts on it right now?
Okay, so I was thinking last night that it was gonna be super quick. You're gonna be able to shoot super far, but it looks pretty limited in, the space you can traverse and how fast you go. It's more of like a positioning tool rather than a Doom Eternal get real close to the enemy real quick kind of gun. You do
Yeah.
that, but it doesn't seem like a game-breaking thing. And they also stated on Halo Waypoint that
That it's
in
gonna be
multiplayer
equipment.
it's gonna be a pickup. Yeah,
That's what I was
which
gonna
is
say. That yeah, which is great. That's what I wanted
yeah,
if they were gonna
yeah.
do it.
That's fine.
So it looks like Chief has this on all the time. Like he can switch. I mean, I saw him pick up another equipment, but once he was done with it, like the hook shot
Right,
came
you
back.
could switch. I
Like,
think
I don't
that's the hook shot is the only thing that recharges.
Yeah, for Chief, I think
But
it's
the
just a
other stuff you
cheap
can
thing.
pick
Yeah,
up.
but on multiplayer,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Well, we didn't even talk about sprint.
Oh yeah, okay. That was the only thing that pissed me off about the trailer. I mean, I did see Clamber and Slide, so that also that disappointed me.
Oh, there's a vanished phantom! Oh,
What's RB?
fucking sprint. Okay.
Listen, I can't. This trailer's not. Again, we're getting pretty close, and I still feel like I don't know anything about this game. So
I'm glad that we've seen gameplay now. So like, I've seen enough to where I'm
at
willing
least
to
we
buy.
are.
I'm
We
willing
can
to
tailor our
buy it.
expectations.
Sure, I'm willing to
Yeah.
buy it.
Oh,
At
of
least,
course.
So, like,
I don't
if it
think
was
there is any
if it was
circumstance I wouldn't buy it, but
if I was repulsed by it, I would have just had just let you buy it, and then I would like try to get you to come over and play it or something like that. But
I see.
or just YouTube it. But no, I like most of what I see. There are something like I said, there are things that like that kind of weird me out about it, like the end speech. Some of the dialogue is kind of hokey and melodramatic. It's not up to Bungie's standard of like dialogue. If you caught on to that,
Yeah.
or was it just me?
We'll see. Again, it's the first kind of sort of thing we're seeing here. I hope there's a lot more premise to what we're getting here. You know what I mean? Because they say the thing that they're saying is that this is kind of like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
A spiritual reboot, and that it will be kind of a new story, but also it will have Halo 5 Guardians ties to it, and we will get a sort of continuation. So I hope we do get like maybe a mission to see how Chief ended up in that new armor and stuff like that, because they had that scene where he's getting rebuilt to fight again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I mean,
so is the Harbinger Cortana?
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
Wait, I don't know. Wait, you said the Harbinger and the Banished serve Atriox. I'm not sure why Cortana would serve Atriox.
He says they serve this. He says they serve the same purpose, but he is fighting for Atriox.
Okay.
The legacy of Atriox.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I think just their ideals aligned and what they wanted to do aligned, like controlling the rings or whatever. Because wasn't that? Listen, I played Halo 5, but I haven't played it for a while. I only played it through the campaign once. I think Cortana's wanted to control all the rings and all like the technology, right, or something like that.
She wanted to wipe.
So,
Didn't she want to like wipe out humanity and it would be like an age for AI or something? I don't remember. It was something stupid. It was something stupid, but I don't know how they're gonna write that.
It was strange.
I'm fine with like not knowing what the Banish's goal is right now, because if this is a soft reboot, if we think about it, combat evolves. We didn't know what the Covenant wanted. We just knew they wanted to kill us. So like I'm fine with it right now. But I mean, they probably should reveal it at some point in the middle of the game. But
this needs to launch with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
And it needs to have awesome boss fights, because that's something that every game that 343 has never gotten right. Or
yeah,
Halo in general. I mean, Halo has a few good boss fights. I consider like the Scarab a boss fight initially.
What, from like Halo 3 or Halo 2 or both? Or...
Yeah, Halo 3. I mean, I guess Halo 2 did have it, but Halo 3 was obviously the better version of that, because it's more dynamic.
Sure. I mean, we had Tartarus as well, even though like that one was kind of weird. Like you had to wait until
it was weird. It didn't. It's weird because it almost feels like it feels like kind of out of place, but I do like that fight still. It is tense and hard. So.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, like Guilty Spark. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that with this might sound selfish, but like I was hoping that in this game, like, I was hoping Chief would be the last Spartan left. I mean, I love how, like, in this trailer, like, the Banished said that, like, they basically just killed almost everybody with the rings, or
Right.
it's heavily implied. I'm hoping that, like,
Mhm.
Chief is the last Spartan, because one of the things that I didn't like about, like, Halo 4 and like, and 5 story-wise is, like, the fact that that there are other Spartans, it kind of, like, devalues, like, Chief. Because, like, in the Bungie games, like, the original intent was, like, blue team wasn't even a thing in the Bungie games. Like, Chief was supposed to be the last Spartan, and that makes you feel, like, so, like, such a badass, and it makes sense that the Marines would, like, look up to you, saying, like, oh my god, it's him. Whereas, like Halo 4 and 5, it's like, oh, you're just another Spartan. Okay.
I mean, but he's the, being a Spartan isn't the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like Chief went through a lot more, and he's a legend.
I mean, but you have to, like, know the lore and stuff. I'm talking about, like just experience.
It wouldn't make any sense not to keep making Spartans, though. You know what I mean?
I know,
they're,
but, like,
obviously tactic. If a Spartan saves the world, then you're gonna keep making Spartans. You know
well,
what I mean?
here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, I was gonna say don't use Chief anymore, because, like, that's what made Chief so great. Like, just playing as him, like, being him. I could feel like I'm the last hope of humanity, because I'm the last super soldier that exists on the UNSC side.
Well, yeah, he was the only one in those situations, really, and he
But,
was,
like,
the kind of
Bungie,
last one,
I
so.
looked it up. Bungie did not intend for Blue Team to be alive. Like, they weren't supposed to be, like, just goofing off somewhere in the galaxy while Chief is fighting the Flood and all that.
Right.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I was gonna ask, do you think the Flood's gonna appear in this game?
Well,
We are in a Halo ring.
Listen, the game is rated T for teen.
Wait, is it?
It in some of the I've seen some screenshots of T for teen. So
hold on,
you don't see a lot of blood in this trailer. So
oh no,
or
hold on.
any.
Yeah, there's blood. I saw blood. Green blood.
It doesn't stay on the ground though. Look, there's no blood around that.
Does it not?
No blood.
Oh man. Come on, 3 for 3. I mean, come on. This is inspired by Combat Evolved. Like, Combat Evolved was, like, one of the bloodiest Halos out of all of them.
Yeah, so
I guess
the Flood has never been in a T for T game.
Okay, then I
so
don't want them to appear. Like, oh man, I do not want to see them in a rated T for teen game. Bull crap! Like, how would you even do that? How would you?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if the ratings, I don't know what the ratings board is like. So it seems like they would appear though, right? Because,
like, logically,
Banished
yeah.
and Flood seem to go hand in hand. I haven't played like the Halo Wars.
The DLC. I watched the cutscenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Flood is.
What's
in
Halo
there.
Wars rated?
Yeah, Halo Wars should be like, that shouldn't be rated T for teen. If the Flood's in it.
Halo Wars. It's rated. Halo Wars 2 is rated T. But again, you're seeing it from a top-down sort of view, so there's not a lot of explicit graphics.
Like, how the hell do you do the Flood? How could you possibly tone down the violence of the Flood? Like even if you try, even if you were like, if you tried, how would you do it?
I don't know. Like Sergeant, Keys in the disgusting, getting turned into a grave mind. Oh, I mean, like, how? There's no way to do that in a teen setting.
Yeah, like when you show an infection form, like taking over a host body, like how, like. I guess they're just not going to be in the game. Maybe the Banished, like, I don't know. Maybe they'll make an excuse like they destroyed the Flood before they came out, so you don't have to worry about it, which will be so lame.
I mean, they have been there for a long time. You know what I mean? I haven't played the campaign, so I don't know again, they have to have beaten the flood in some sort of capacity. So
Sure. But, like, I mean, if you want to, like, I don't know. It's like part of me doesn't want.
Also, I don't know if you watch any of Hidden Xperia's videos, but they're talking about like the floating thing in the background. That's where the primordial was keep. It was like a super giant flood sort of thing.
Are you talking similar to like what was going on in Halo 2? Like there was like a lab like outside where the Halo ring was, and and it's like a flood lab kind of.
It's I think that is what he was saying, is that it's called the something of pain, and that the primordial and some AI like did tests on humans to see how they reacted to flood and stuff like that. So he said that's what that looked like, but now it seems if it's rated T, I don't know if they're gonna be able to show like human testing from flood and stuff like that. I have no idea.
Oh my god, man, 343 just seems so
again
soft.
up in the air.
Oh man. Now I'm worried. Oh man, rated T.
Listen, we don't know it's rated T, but there's no blood in that trailer, so. But
You're
again,
right.
I guess it's a gameplay premiere, you know what I mean? So I don't know if they're gonna put blood in it just because it has to be shown publicly. Who knows?
But the Doom Eternal,
But
Doom
does
Eternal
seem
didn't have
like
any
a
problem doing that.
I know it seems like a misstep to not put
Yeah.
blood in and just take the M rating. It's like, do people even care about ratings anymore? I don't think so.
No one cares. There's so many irresponsible
the main
parents that let
population
their
of GTA
yeah,
is like
there's
12-year-olds.
play.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
there's no turning back now. You might as well make it bloody. Oh man,
No,
did you have any final thoughts?
not really. It's just it gives me a sense of hope.
Yeah,
But again, there are a few. It seems like there are a few missteps. I hope that they pull through with the number one, the multiplayer and the story. You know, the mechanics are there, but they don't look like they're hindering it too much. I just hope that they can pull through with the stuff that they lacked on in Halo 5.
yeah.
And that again, it's fulfilling, and that isn't like I know it's a soft reboot, but we're talking about the Chief here, and we know what the Chief has been through, so you can't just like throw him into some baby situation and call it Halo Infinite. You know what I mean? It's gotta have some meaning and it's gotta have some goddamn stakes. I know everyone's dead, but I don't really feel anything. You know, everyone's dead. That means there's no stakes.
Well, I mean, I don't think
You've lost.
I'm assuming the brutes want to like use the ring to like wipe out humanity. I don't know why, but like, I think that's what they want to do. They wiped out like the military. They wiped out the military, not like all humanity. I'm assuming because like
very unclear and not a lot of mystery. So
not a lot of mystery. I thought it nailed that at least.
Like, I think it's trying to explain what's happening, but I still don't know what's happening. But it's not like it's any sort of mystery. You know what I mean? I hope there's twists and turns. If they're remaking Halo 1, there needs to be some sort of twist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It needs to turn the game on its head halfway through. Because right now, I think everyone's feeling pretty comfortable, but they need to do something with this game that makes it out of the ordinary. That separates it from.
I mean,
I
say I want the flood in the game, but then that's just like rehashing what Combat Evolved did. So like I don't know how you turn.
Sure.
I mean, if you reintroduce the flood, that kind of is like turning the game on its head because they haven't appeared in a game since Halo 3. I mean, not counting Halo Wars.
Because they're supposed to be gone, and I think they could make the flood in some sort of other iteration. You know what I mean?
Now
maybe the flood are desperate and they will need to team up or something like that. So we see some sorts of like hybrids or something like that.
Well, here was my idea. Like when I saw that the first trailer like advertised like wildlife, I was thinking like if you reintroduce the flood, like you could like introduce
so many new forms.
Yeah, like you could take control of like all the animals running around, and you have to fight those animals that have been like just sitting there in the background. Like one of those like a flood bull. that'd be kind of cool. But like how do you reintroduce them if you were to bring them back? Like without us saying like, oh, there's the flood, just like in Combat Evolved. Like how would you do it?
Again, we don't want another Force Awakens. You know what I mean? Where it's just a soft retelling.
Yeah.
We want something new and bold.
Like, how do you do? I mean, there's the Prometheans, and then there's the Guardian. What are they going to do with the Guardians? What are the Guardians doing? Like,
I don't know. Guardian needs to happen. Something needs to happen with the Guardians, or Halo 5 is just going to mean nothing. So,
I'm wondering if they redesigned the Guardians, because like the Guardians look ugly as shit in Halo 5.
It's fine. It's whatever. Guardians are Guardians.
What do they do?
In Halo, the Guardian does show up in Halo Wars, so
they just EMP
you don't fight a Guardian or anything. But
yeah, just EMPs a ship and then it runs off. Like, what is their purpose?
yeah, they did nothing in Halo 5. It's called Halo 5 Guardians. The Guardians didn't do shit.
I know, like, what?
It was about like getting the Guardians.
Wait, in the lore, like, why did the Forerunners make them?
Listen, I don't know. We need to replay Halo 5 again because listen, I don't remember anything about that game because I turned my brain off and I was disappointed. So,
gotcha.
There's a section in that game where you literally just walk around talking to people, and I was pretty mad about that. I was like, "This is Halo. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Hold F to pay respects sort of bullshit." Where you just go around pressing, press B to talk to your comrades. No, this is Halo. I just want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope there's no shit like that anymore. It looks like listen, again, there's no button pressing mini cutscene, which Halo Hidden Xperia pointed out. It's all like pretty seamless, so I'm glad about that as well.
Sure.
You don't get taken out of the game. You press a button, the button is just pressed. You don't have to go, ooh, I'm gonna press it with my hand and stop you from moving.
Well, I mean, technically, that did happen at the last cutscene. I mean, I guess that's a cutscene, but
yeah, that's a cutscene, and it's an in-engine cutscene that's not going to take you out of the moment.
I always wondered.
I mean, hopefully those are super rare.
I always wondered, like, why is it that like whenever Halo 4 did that, like doing an animation when you interact with something, or an enemy or something. Like the cheat moves his hands when you don't have control of him. Like, why is that not satisfying? But like when you do a glory kill in like Doom Eternal, like why is that so satisfying?
Well, number one, a glory kill has a cool animation to it. Number one, and it's like a payoff for getting there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Pressing a button has no payoff, but when you see a demon's head getting torn in half, or even like assassination in Halo, you get like that long animation, but it means that you've snuck up behind your enemy. You've bested him, and you're willing to do a full animation and willing to put yourself on the line just to embarrass the shit out of him. That has some meaning.
I still hate those. I miss the beatdowns, but
listen, there are beatdowns. You could do the beatdowns, and you should do the beatdowns. That is what you should do 99% of the time. But when that sniper's been killing you for 2 hours, the whole game, and you finally get around behind him and sneak behind the enemy lines, you do the full animation. You want to see him break his fucking back.
That's what
stab him right in the gullet.
That's what you do teabagging for. You beat him down and then you teabag him. You don't have to do an animation that wakes. If you're doing a stealth,
both. Listen, you don't have to do the animation. You never have to do it. But I'm just saying it's so cool. You get in Halo 5, you get your choice of animation. So there's a few. I mean, they're pretty quick in Halo 5 as well. So
yeah,
for some of us, they have a lot of payoff. You know what I mean? And they're fun. It's fun that you could decide that you're gonna take 3 seconds out of your game just to cherish killing this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Final thoughts. I need to pee, so yes.
Okay, can I? Oh, should I wait or?
Yes, you can. No, you could go.
I can go. Okay. My final thoughts are: so this is a game where there's a lot of classic stuff in here. It's a love letter. It seems like a love letter to Combat Evolved from 343, it's when I'm watching this, it does feel like they have been listening to like the fans complaining about certain stuff, at least with the art style and the music. But I feel like deep down, at least with me, and like I feel like with other people too, we want that Bungie style Halo game to come back, and I kind of feel like no matter what 343 does, like I don't think they could do it. Like I remember you saying when we replayed Halo 3, you said the words this game is like a lightning in a bottle, and then I said, well, wait, what about the other games? And then I thought about what you said, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think the game is the lightning in the bottle. I think the original Bungie team is the lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
I don't think
sure.
I don't think we'll ever get a game as like the way those games were made. Just like I think just their personality, like Marty O'Donnell's and Joe Staphen's and everybody else's like input combined, like just makes that specific type of Halo game. And like I'm watching 343, I can see that they're trying, but like I just don't think they could ever like accomplish it. So like I think I'm confident in saying that I think Halo 3 is like the last like classic Halo game we will ever get. Like even if you put Bungie back together again, I don't know if it would be the same. But that's my opinion.
Well, the thing about Bungie is the gaming was so new, and like Microsoft, I don't think they knew much about making games, so they just let Bungie do their thing. So the Bungie had the funding and the creative control. Now we have too many people in the mix. I think Marty said this in his interview.
Yeah,
where it's just like now we have so many people that play. How do you get a story that's as deep as Halo's was? You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
You have so many people writing, and the game is so big. How do you do it? It's so hard to do.
Yeah, when you have so many people over your shoulder.
And also
you have there's probably, I know there's someone in 343 like we can't that's like we can't release, it's too risky to release it without Sprint. But there's probably people who don't want Sprint, but there's always going to be that corporate head that's like every game has Sprint right now. We can't release a game without Sprint, even though Doom or something like that. There's always going to be those people who are like, Doom doesn't have Sprint. We've already switched. We can't go back now. Yeah, I'm saying that's the only game that doesn't have Sprint, really. That's like a huge exactly.
hit, you know what I mean?
But like I don't know. I think this is why id Software is like I'm calling them like the new Bungie, just because like that when I look at the behind the scenes of like the original Bungie and like id Software, they seem so small and they seem so like focused and like motivated to make a good game. But when I watch a 343 behind the scenes, like they're doing some impressive stuff, but like just the energy that's coming out of everybody and like what they're focusing on is like it feels off. Like I can't explain it. Like
it feels generic.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get that feeling too. Like Bungie used to be like, oh my god, like these water physics. They used to write articles about the water physics, and now it's just like it seems like everything but like 343 says it's like we've been working hard and you're gonna love it. Like they never say, like they're never like talking about what they're working on right now. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Except I did watch. There's a few live streams of like the Forge guys in Halo 5. They seem really pumped. They're like, we love the Forge community, and like the people who are motivated. That's where you see the most cool stuff come out of 343.
Sure. Like like going along with what you just said, the guy who composed the music for Halo Infinite, so we know Marty's not involved with it, but this German guy, I can't pronounce his name, but like I'd say he's doing a really good job. Like I still think Marty's better, but like he's doing better than I thought. Like someone who's not Marty or like Michael Salvatore could do with the music.
Yeah.
Like, would you agree? It's like I feel like there's like
we'll see. I haven't really heard any originality yet. You know what I mean? Like I think what makes the Halo campaigns is they're like original themes. We're getting a lot of callbacks, but I don't know if I've heard an original. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing about that. So during like Actman's interview with like Marty O'Donnell.
Yes, I know.
Like,
There's a lot of callbacks in games, but I'm just saying that each Halo game kind of had you know, they have their main theme and it has like callbacks to the other Halos, but there's also original stuff, and that I think that's where the punch needs to come in, is the original stuff.
Okay, I thought there were a couple of like cool moments that felt new during this trailer. Like there was like a drum beat during some of the combat that like felt new. I mean, yeah, I guess it like the instrumentals sounded close to like the drums from the original, but like it wasn't the same melody. But like they would spruce in like some callbacks in there because I mean you have to. It's called, like what Marty said, it's called emotional equity, and I think that that's smart if you're making a love letter to a previous game.
There needs to be that, but there also needs to be some originality. It's like,
sure, I'm sure there will be.
Listen to the ODST. I mean, that has such, you know, there's not a lot of callbacks.
There's no
ODST
callback
soundtrack
in there at all. But that's just because like it feels like it has a completely different feel to it than like everything with Master Chief and stuff. But like when you have Master Chief,
even like Halo 4 has some there's one song in Halo 4 that is very original that people love. I forget what it's called.
I mean, the songs were good, but like they didn't feel like Halo. That was my problem with Halo 4 and 5. Like none of it just felt like it fit. Or I don't know, like it was like it didn't feel like Halo's identity. Whereas like what this German guy is doing, you know, he's doing callbacks and stuff, and he hasn't made something like totally original yet, but at least it fits within the universe of Halo.
Yeah, but I just don't want. Again, I don't want to just hear the same shit over and over.
Yeah, I know.
I like callbacks. This is a trailer, so we need to have you know, the callbacks and nostalgia. But it's really when we get in the nitty gritty of the game that I want to hear. I want to hear some stuff, man. I want to. Well,
let me ask you this: Halo 3. What were new soundtracks in that one? Because I think everything in that one was mostly from Combat Evolved.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, I grouped the first three as we're continuing the story, so it makes more sense that we're gonna keep getting these callbacks.
Sure.
More so than now we're in a new story. Now Chief is so far from Halo 1. You know what I mean? We can't just 3 games is fine to just like have the same emotional equity. Yeah, but now we're in game 6. We can't be using the same emotional equity. You know what I mean? We need some difference.
Sure.
This game is not the same anymore.
To be fair, like
to a degree, we need to separate ourselves, which I think Halo 4 did pretty good.
To be fair, like
and maybe even Halo.
I don't think Halo 4 and 5 had any callbacks, so like it feels refreshing to hear the callbacks in this one.
I think they do. I'd have to listen to them.
I don't remember them at all
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You didn't even play those games barely.
I played Halo 4. Halo 5, I watched the cutscenes. So like, and I did watch people play some of the gameplay. So I did hear the music.
I'm just saying that you don't have nearly the amount of time with those games. So I think there are those moments, but again, they try to separate themselves because now Chief's he's not on Halo anymore. He's in some other Forerunner place fighting different enemies. You know.
I know, but like. But I mean, I'm not saying like
the
I'm not saying the melodies
so
need to be the same. I'm talking about like the instrumentals and like the type of music that's being played.
But I mean, this game feels closer to Halo 1, so we need some of that emotional equity because now we are back. But we need that separation.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with new stuff.
I have to pee.
Like